going to see if my sound is working okay. So if you can hear me, please let me know. This is the first time I'm going live in a while, so sorry about that. And hello and welcome. I just got a new phone and my old one died. Well, everything worked except the actual phone. It wouldn't keep a cellular signal anymore. So I changed my phone, and now the charging cord slash the way I affix my microphone no longer works with the cords that I have. So I need to get a new cord. So, all that to say, I don't know how I sound right now. It might sound like I'm coming out of a tin can. Apologies in advance. I'm just checking now to make sure I can get on here. I'm just going to mess around today with my sketchbook, and I'm hoping that everything is working all right. Whoops. Um, Let me see here. Turning this down. So, oh, hi Maggie. How are you? I was just gonna say, someone let me know if you're there so that I can see you. Make sure I turn this down. Okay, so got my chat, got my phone. Hopefully you guys can see me. Am I sideways, Maggie, or am I the appropriate orientation? Oh, good. I'm even straight up. Wonderful. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Thank you. Thank you both. So, what's new? How's it going? Do I sound like I'm like in a tin can right now, or am I sounding decent? Hopefully decent. And then hopefully next time I do this, I will have all the parts that I need, and I can sound way better. All right, Maggie, tell me where you are again. I know that Sarah's in Israel. And Maggie, you're in the US somewhere, right? So nice to see you, ladies. Omaha, that's right, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. So you're probably in the same position I'm in, where we had 3 days of crazy cold weather, and it's getting a teeny bit warmer. Like 10 degrees is like a heat wave, right? All right, I have no plan today with this, as you can, is probably very apparent. One of the things I need to do this week that I have been, I don't know if I'm dragging my feet on it or if I'm just really intimidated by it, maybe the same thing. So my husband's birthday is this next weekend, a week from Saturday, week from Sunday, whatever, next weekend. And we're trying to save money, and so instead of buying him something fancy because it's a milestone birthday, I thought, oh, I know, I'll just make him a couple paintings for his office. That'll be super easy. Wrong. And as someone who, if I get wrapped up into someone else's expectations of my artwork, like for a commission that's unclear or something like that, I start to get really in my head about it. And then I'm like, they're not gonna like it. They're gonna think it's dumb. And I just go down this terrible, spiral that isn't good for anyone. So yesterday I was like, I should just do it. I should just get on and I should just make my husband a painting. I should just do it. It'll be fine. Whatever happens, happens, and it'll be great. And then I didn't do anything all day. I still just sat and didn't work on it. And now I'm feeling like, I can do this, right? I mean, what's he gonna do? Throw it against the wall and say he hates it? No. Even if he does hate it, he'll still say he likes it. He's kind. Yeah, so now of course I've backed myself into this corner because now I have less than, I have like a week and a half to now do this. And for some reason I've decided that it needs to be 2 paintings. I don't know. I know that I work well under pressure, but I wish I didn't add so much pressure to myself just to make myself work well under those conditions. So I don't know. Stay tuned. I'll eventually post whatever I decide to do. Maybe I'll make a video out of it and be like, how to create something for someone you love under a ridiculous amount of pressure that you can put on yourself. That's actually why I stopped doing commissions. I'm taking a break from commissions because if I make something and someone loves it, best case scenario, right? Total best case scenario. If someone wants something because they like all my other work and then they ask me to make something just specifically for them, I just kind of get stuck in the, but what if they only like this other part of that painting? What if they didn't like this part and this is the part I'm doubling down on? I don't know. Do you guys do that? Anyone else do that, or is it just me? I really don't think it's just me. But in the meantime, I was like, I'm gonna go live. I'm just gonna play, and I'm gonna get all this nervous energy about that out of my system. Take some pressure off myself. Oh, you know what? Need some papers behind here. Oh no. Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry your commission didn't go well. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and it's just a very different way of working. And I'd like to get better at it. I shouldn't say I'm not taking commissions. I have a couple commissions, but they're like people I know, and I know what they're looking for, at least in some degree. So it's not just a stranger that I have no background with, which kind of makes it more difficult. But I don't know why it's better, but it's better with specific people. Oh, it's gonna get cold again on Friday. Yikes. Oh, contracts. Yeah, that is tricky. I did more commissions when I did more work that was design focused and not so abstract. So I could give people a better sense of what it was going to look like at the end. Because right now, when I start something, I have no idea what it's going to look like at the end. Which for me is exciting unless I need to make it that's something that someone else loves. And then it's terrifying. Hello there. Okay, so I'm going to totally butcher your name. Is it Mikey? Mike? Please tell me phonetically how to pronounce your name, because I love it. Quirky Queen's Journals. Hey, Quirky Queen. All right, got some white, and we're just gonna do that. All right, color shaper, we'll put some of this behind. Now, some of these crayons that I used are water soluble, which means that they will likely start blending into this white paint. Let's see, it's giving me a very graffiti vibe right now. Oh yeah, see now it's getting some good smears there. Hi, Dee. Hi, Kirsten. Mika. Mika, am I right? Thank you for the pronunciation. And let's see, Dee, Quirky Queens, and Mika, where are you guys geographically right now? Oh, yay! Mika, I will commit that to memory. And I will probably ask you again next time, but I will do my best. I'm terrible with names. Once I see a face with a name, I'm usually much better. But I say that, and if I'm ever in a mingling situation and someone is like, "Hi, Jackie, my name's Bob," I'm like, "Hey, Bob," and then the name goes away. And I can say 5 minutes later, I'm like, I don't know what their name is. And it's embarrassing. Oh no, oh good. Thought I lost my wipes. Hi, Kim. Oh, Dorinda. Thank you for letting me know it's you. Oh my goodness, snow. Dorinda is in, you're in the Monday morning workshop, right? Yes. Right? No. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Monday morning. I know this. So the workshops have started, and you guys, I have like the 3 best groups ever. So I'm going to be putting the dates out for the spring sooner rather than later, because I had a lot of people who couldn't make it to these times for this current session. And I realized that I could probably just plan things in advance more than I do, but that's not my strength, but I'm going to get better at it. Because, I mean, oh, let's see here. Because I want to, and I want to make sure that people who want to take it can get there. Hi, Susan. How are you today? Okay, the thing I did not get was a glass of water. I do have a bunch of paintbrushes sitting in a pool of like swamp water that I have had sitting there for at least a month. Hi, Joanne. So I'm horribly embarrassed to, I don't know, I just keep forgetting that it exists. Eastern Canada, welcome. I still somehow in my life have never been to Canada, and I really need to change that. Never been to Canada, never been to Texas. And Texas seems for some reason like a destination that I should, probably would have been more fun when I was 20, just because I would be in better shape, but I still feel like I could hang, right? I could hang for a little while. There's a foam pit. Awesome. Kim's from Western Canada. Awesome. Oh, Western Washington State. Nice. Now, okay, Dorinda. Wenatchee? Wenatchee? Washington? You don't need to tell me phonetically over this chat, but I know you said you're a couple hours from Seattle. Seattle is the only place I've been to in Washington State. But the whole state, from at least flying over it, looks gorgeous, similar to Oregon. I've been to Portland a few times in the Oregon coast. Hi, Felicity. I guess you guys aren't really that used to snow in Seattle, are you? I forget this. My dad lives out there, but I don't see him often. And I forget that winter is just more rain on that side of the country. Okay, so this is my fluorescent red that I seem to keep coming back to. Somehow it's become my like base color, which, I mean, I guess right out of the bat, you know, I'm not really a neutrals girl. Although I'm trying to be. Well, I shouldn't say that. I really like a good celadon green, and I guess that's kind of my, that and yellow ochre are kind of my neutrals. I use a very loose definition of that. So it was very cold this weekend, and our kids were home from school on Friday because of winter storm, and then Monday for Martin Luther King Day. So they went to school yesterday for the first day in a long time, and they had a late start. So today's actually the first full day of school that they're having since last Thursday. And I am thrilled. That's why I was like, I can go live today. I won't have any, you know, questionable interruptions with who knows what, you know, scenarios these children come up with. Oh, bye, Sarah. Thanks for saying hi. 2 weeks of winter. I feel like 2 weeks of winter would be awesome because I mean, by March, please join in, anyone else here who has winter normally, but by March I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, let's just wrap it up now with the snow. Let's do something different. I want to see some sunshine, no more gray. But the snow is very pretty. It's just so, it's so cold and dreary after a while. Yeah, Maggie, it was brutal cold. Brutal. And my kids, of course, right? They're 7, 7, and 6. They know everything right now. So if you guys have any questions or life problems you'd like them to solve for you, please, just let me have them and I'll report back what they say. But they are like, we don't need coats. It's not that cold. I'm like, guys, put a hat on, put a coat on. We're going to the bus yesterday. It's fine. It's not that cold. But can you just please put your hat on? I don't, you don't have to agree with me to put it on. So then we get outside and within, 10 steps going to the front yard, into the sidewalk for the bus. They're like, it's pretty cold. Yeah, it's pretty cold, Mom. You were right. Thank you. If you could just, realize that earlier, we could have all of your gear handy. Anyway, it's nice to kind of, when they do agree to my terms on things, it's nice to be the mom where I can just say, I know you don't agree, but I'm the mom, so let's do it. I've been getting that from my mom for years. It's nice to be able to pass it down to someone else. Okay, I sprayed some water because I wanted to have some of the other white show through here. So I'm going to give it a second while I think about what I want to do next. Yeah, they did, every once in a while they'll throw me a bone and say, you were right, Mom. You were right. My youngest is really fighting with, I think, being the youngest so that he gets told to do things by 4 people. And as the youngest myself, but only the youngest of 2, I feel for him in that because it's got to be really annoying to have 4 people telling you what you should and shouldn't do. So he's the one that'll just go down. He'll just take it wherever he needs to take it. He'll be like, no, I was right. It's fine. But he also is the one who has 2 dimples. So I feel like that gives him extra survival skills in some ways. Okay. What should I add next, you guys? What do you think? Give me some color votes. I think I'm going to get quinacridone gold to start. But I would love to hear your thoughts. We can make this a group project. A little bit. I'm trying to hoard this because it doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Which is really a shame. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my credit card. This is a Marriott, Courtyard by Marriott hotel key. So let's see what happens here. Oh, purple. Purple or green. I like it. Let's see what this looks like after I add all this gold in. A while ago, not even that long ago, maybe a couple years ago, this would have driven me crazy because these colors clash and they, don't really go together. And I don't know if it's the rebel in me, but there's something about it right now, these days, that I'm like, let's see if I can make it work. I know it's not, traditionally no one would ever say, why don't you get some kind of a brownish gold color and mix it with fluorescent red. That's a great plan. But sometimes it's nice to have very low expectations for things and then you get happy surprises. Yeah, it's fun to use the crazy combos, right, Maggie? because again, if you do it and it works, that feels like a real win. If you mix colors that you know are going to go together and it works, it's very nice. Don't get me wrong. It's nice to make things that work. But it's also kind of fun to push the envelope. I guess I am a rebel in some ways. All right, I need some over here. Okay. It's nice to be live. I'm glad you guys are here. I finally remembered to give people some notice. So I'm kind of, I typically just show up when I'm available, but last night I figured it out. Oh, good idea for the gift cards to use. I have a collection of like Blick gift cards that have already I already spent all the money. Bought the color cube. I see a lot of, that's like a deck of cards, right? It's like a deck of, like, I think I saw it in an art museum in Portland, Maine this summer, actually. Tell me more about the color cube, Maggie. I think that's what it is, but I should be totally off. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna do some Celadon green. Take up Maggie's green idea. Okay, so it is that deck of the color combinations. It looked cool. I couldn't figure out what I would use it for. But maybe I need to look at it again. All right, I'm gonna mix a little bit of this fluorescent red into this Celadon green. Because why not? I don't know. All right, let's just do some crazy things here. Kind of like that. I'm not sure where it's going, but I like it. Oh, cool. Okay, maybe I should check it out for the weird color combos. I like that. I was watching a video by Nicholas Wilton yesterday just about how he mixes his colors and how he mixes all the colors together on his palette. And right, they all go together because they all have the same colors in them, even if it's just a little bit of color. So I can test that here for sure. Although he does say he doesn't really use color straight out of the tube very often, which I just did for the first couple. Hey, Porterhouse, how's it going? So Porterhouse is my friend Justin from way back, and he just had a birthday, which means he's officially a year older than I am right now for the next few weeks. So I will defer to him as my elder. You've got the color combo. Okay. Thanks, Felicity. I will check those out. I think you can just get them on Amazon, right? You don't have to, like, I don't have to go back to Maine for the museum. I'm sure I can get it on Amazon. Even though I don't really like supporting Jeff Bezos, Amazon is really good for getting things to me fast, which is really nice. Oh, you can't get it? Oh, Mika. So I'm sure you can find recipes on how to make it. This is the Titan Green Pale from Golden. Really? Huh. Interesting. That is too bad. Maybe I should come up with some sort of like international paint exchange program. We can all get people the colors that they can't find in their local shops. Because that is frustrating. I don't know what to do with this. So let's just put some on here. Now's when I'd normally use my hairdryer, but I know it's drive some people crazy on the live because I can't, well, I don't yet know how to mute it while I'm going live. So I won't torture you guys with that. I know what I'll do. I'll just use this. So blot this a bit. I pretty much wiped the whole thing out. Oh well. This one's better. Okay. The Celadon's going to take a bit because it's pretty thick. Okay. Thanks, Susan. Yeah, I don't remember why I started out with the fluorescent red as a base for something. It was probably a day similar to this where I have no plan. But you weren't the only one who was very uncomfortable with it. There were many people who were like, what? Why? But I do think I won them over at the end. Because I really did like what I made. Thus why I keep using it. Alright, I need to clean this out. Again, I haven't done any live painting, so all of my paints, well, not all of them, some of them get a little mucky. Alright. It's still so much easier for me to have these squeeze bottles than to open paint tubes all the time. It's just hard on my hands. I don't know if you guys feel that too or not. Okay, now I'm gonna try, I don't think I want, well, I'll put a little bit on. Thinking of too many things at once. Yeah, see this yellow ochre is too close to the quinacridone and not exciting enough because the quinacridone is much more fun. But I can still use it a bit. And then sprinkle some of this on here. That's true, Colleen. They can mute it on their side. Very good point. Yeah, it really is a party vibe, isn't it? I like that. All right, just because, see, so this is still cool. So now I can put some of the yellow ochre on top and then the fluorescent pink still shows through a bit in these drip marks. Works just a little bit up here. I don't really think it worked all over here. Okay. I'm feeling the need for black, but I'm not going to use paint. Let me find my grease pencil. Alright, so this is my China marker. I don't know why they're called China markers. I feel like it's because they can mark on actual China dishes. Could be wrong. Oh, that's cool. Some of the paint flaked off, and so I can see that. I was like, wait, I didn't use that color paint. I forgot about the crayons already, you guys. Black, so at least I feel like I'm getting out of just the middle values. I feel a lot like I want to keep using my credit card. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll add could go turquoise, or I can go pyrrole red. Red sounds like a terrible choice because it's going to clash with the other two colors, but that's why I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put on my apron. Because I have so much paint on all of my clothes, I only have a few shirts that don't have paint on it. And I do leave my house every once in a while, so I should probably keep some clothes without paint. All right. Oh boy. That is a lot of red. Really, really regretting that right now, but you know what? I'm in it. So let's just pretend it's working. This looks like I just poured ketchup on my, my art. I mean, you want drama? This is definitely drama, so. A butcher tray. I am. So I don't even know what these are. I guess it's just called a butcher tray at the art store. It's like the enameled pan. And I put wet paper towel and then I cover that with baking parchment. And there's enough moisture from the wet paper towel underneath that it keeps the parchment, it keeps the paint a little bit damp so it doesn't dry up as fast. Which means that when I get taken away from painting, as I inevitably do, I can still come back the next day and it'll still be there and still be available for the most part. Okay, I really didn't mean to cross off all of this green. Can I get it back? Not really. But I'm getting other colors. Hi, Creative Float. I'm so glad you're here. Oops, I didn't miss my chance with this, I think. It's interesting, having the crayons underneath is proving to be a lot more fun than I expected. Okay, I hate the red less. That's the highest compliment I can give it right now, but I hate it less than I did initially. So that's positive. Maybe I'll do a couple. I really like the colors shining through the red. It's interesting the pattern that's making because I'm not pushing down differently in 4 different parts, but I don't know. The paint does what it does. I just show up and put it on the paper, right? There's some I don't know. I kind of like where this is going. I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to look like. Oh, thank you, B. Thank you, Becky. We called you B. My son is Baxter and we call him B. Thank you, Becky. It's just the red really reminds me of ketchup. that's what I'm trying to get out of my mind. I love ketchup to eat, but I think there's something going on here that I like, and I kind of love how offensive I find the red because it's just so thick and attention grabbing. I'm sure I need some black and white, so let's add some white. Here's my credit card. So starting to get pretty thinky, which I'm not wanting this soon in the process. All right, someone tell me what their plans are for the week. Or if you have a vacation plan, where are you going next? Bye, Dorinda. You'll be, you know, I don't even know. You might make more sense out of what I'm doing than I am. Have a great day. All right, let's see here. The white that I use, Golden has a heavy body white, titanium white, that is phenomenal. It's so pleasing to use. It's really thick. It's really opaque. It's like applying toothpaste to paper, and it's wonderful. And I'm out, and I keep forgetting that I'm out. So I keep not buying it, and then every time I use white in this way, I wish that I had it, because this is not very opaque, which isn't a big deal, except that right now I could really go for some opaque white. I can feel myself tightening up a bit because I'm not wanting to paint over certain parts. So I'm intentionally painting over those parts. I can blend it back a bit. Let's do some dots. This is kind of split in half, which simultaneously annoys me and intrigues me. So I guess I'm going to leave it there until I decide which way it is. Yes, cover the red. I know, it's abrasive. Let's see here. We're going to tame it. Don't worry. Lots of teeny dots over here. All right. Not loving the white either right now, but what I am loving is an opportunity to glaze over that. So now that I have this depth in here with the dots, I can glaze over this white and just basically tint it a different color, and then the dots will still show up if I use a transparent color. So that's what I'm going to do. So the question now is, which color do I use? I could keep doubling down on red and use quinacridone red, but I don't know that that's going to work. I could use orange. I could just use more fluorescent red. Maybe I'll mix the fluorescent red with some pyrrole orange. Interesting. Or I can go in with the green gold. Let me go in with a little green gold and let's see what it looks like. Make sure this is dry before I wipe it all away accidentally. Okay. It's probably going to be too yellow. But let's try it. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't think that that's the direction I'm going. But it is kind of a fun little pop of something in here. Now I feel like I should put it in here so they continue to go together, so I'll do that. I mean, I don't hate it. It's not doing anything wonderfully satisfying for me. As long as it stays wet, you can wipe it off. And I'm choosing to leave a little bit behind just because I'm not sure what else to do. I think maybe I'll go, how about some Payne's Gray? It might take over the whole thing because of how dark it is. Or I could do some Bone Black, which is a transparent black. All right, let me see here. Let's try a little blue, see what happens. I mean, I don't really love that, so I'm going to go with black. All right, here's my very classy Bone Black that I have to keep in a Ziploc bag because the top was destroyed somehow. Let's see if I can even get it out. Yeah. Nice thing about acrylic is you can always just peel the plastic off and get things to work again. She says that she can't get the paint out. How's this for real art life for you? You're on the edge of your seats? I am. Okay. There we go. Okay. What if I put this on and use my little tool here to create some stripes? Because the world needs more black stripes as far as I'm concerned. Okay. This paint is definitely drying out a bit. Well, that was anticlimactic. That was not at all exciting. Boy, oh boy, I'm glad this is free because this is... Well, whatever. It gives me some texture. Let's see if I can do something better on the other side. Maybe I'll just use regular black since this is so dry. Maybe I'll do both. These are my open paints. Oh no, it's not an open paint. I thought these were my golden opens, which should stay wet longer. You try a lot of stuff, nothing feels special. Yeah, good question. I feel like I will, it depends on my mood, quite frankly. If I only have a little bit of time left and I'm frustrated, I'll probably just set it aside and come back to it later. If I'm doing a live video, for example, with people watching me do it, I'll probably just keep doing it and it'll either get really, really, really ugly, or it'll get so ugly it'll turn the corner and I'll win it back over. So that's my goal right now. But it's so much of it depends on my mood at the time. I'd like to think that I would just hang in with everything, but that's not necessarily what happens. Okay. I do like these little bits of color though showing through. Oh, you know what they're doing? They're lifting up in the pattern of the spray that I did earlier. Because some of them are lifting up in dots, but that's what's happening here. So I think that I loosened up the paint enough that when I scraped it, it came off in that pattern. That's kind of cool. That was worth learning. And I lied, I do have opaque white. It's just that it's the opens. I have a lot of decisions to make. Time for collage. You know what, Cam? You are not wrong on that. I think that's a great idea. Let me get out my bag of tricks over here. So, Justin, the other thing that I do is just get out collage and start covering things, which really has the ability to change things quickly. It helps when I've gone through this recently. So finding some interesting things. Keep adding to this box and it's just covering over all the small little scraps that I have. All right, let's see what I've got here. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for, but it helps me when I can move things around. These types of papers, this is just some of the butcher paper that I have under my sketchbook here. Once it gets covered in paint, I really like saving these. This is already pretty, what's that term? Shabby chic at this point, so I don't really want to add more at this moment. But that I could add. So if you're trying to apply tissue paper collage over your art and you want it to be invisible, the trick is to put it over something that's light, because then when you get it wet, this might stay a little bit white, but you'll notice it a lot less than you will if I put it on black, because the white just stands out more, even when it's wet. All right. I didn't even have my medium on my table. That's how much I was not even thinking about collage right now. Cam saved the day. All right. So you can see that it kind of goes almost invisible once I get it wet with the medium. Whoops. All right, very happy with that. And I just dropped my paper towel in the paint. So let's just assume that that was a beautiful oops situation. And what if I do one of these? Well, I've christened my scissors. Speaking of christening, you guys, we had to get a new microwave because our old one died. And the first week we had it, I was gonna surprise my kids when they came home from school with some popcorn and like do a movie day, because sometimes they're a little squirrely after school. And I thought it'd be great, no one's gonna fight, we'll just hang out. And then we walked in the door and instantly, like, my son touched my daughter accidentally. She took it personally. She like went to belt him and then he hit her. And I was like, oh my gosh, guys. So I broke up this little skirmish and totally forgot, as I was lecturing my son on how you never hit a girl ever, the popcorn, there was smoke pouring out of the microwave. Because even though it only took 3 minutes, I murdered, absolutely destroyed the bag of popcorn. And it was a week ago, and our kitchen still smells like burning. And I'm hoping that this is not the legacy for our poor microwave for the rest of its days. That's kind of cool. I'm really liking that. Yeah, it's terrible. And then of course, whenever we make something in it, right, it kind of infuses that horrible smell into whatever we're making. To cook bacon for 2 months. That's what maybe I should be microwaving bacon. Maybe that would just like undo the whole thing. This is not a bad idea. I really like that. I really like how this yellow ochre worked. See, look at that. It was a happy accident. All right, so while that's drying, I'm going to work over here because I like this part. I like everything in between there pretty much. Up here, not really doing it for me. So, do we cover that up? Maybe just not with that. Probably not with red because it's the same red. What about some fancier black? I like this better. Let's see. Oh, that's way too... Oh, this one's a little calmer. Interesting. completely opposed to this somewhere. I like how this calms it down, but it's also not boring. Let them fight it out. You know, my daughter's a tough cookie. Having two brothers who both outweigh her, she can hold her own. But yeah, it's a little nutty. Also a lot of swearing right now. I don't know if it's just, they were watching some YouTube show that I didn't realize was a bunch of college guys playing pranks on each other. And, which, you know, okay, maybe that's fine. But I didn't really connect the fact that they're just swearing up a storm in these videos. And I'm like on the video game shows they watch too, where they watch people play video games. So our children are like talking like sailors when they get mad right now, which if I was my brother watching this and they weren't my children, I would think was hilarious. But when it's your own children and you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna think I'm the worst mom in the world. Normally I don't really worry about what other people think, but I mean, my beautiful daughter hearing the ridiculously crass words that come out of her mouth, I'm like, oh, my sweet little girl. Yikes. All right, let's see. I don't know. Okay, that one's TBD. Hi, Yvette from Louisville. Did you guys get any snow this week? It's been a weird, not super fun week for the Midwest. I feel like Louisville got some, I think Nashville got some snow. I don't know. Geographically, I don't know. Let's see. Scissors. Midwest kids always fight it out. It's the way it is. You know, you're not wrong. My brother was 7 years older than I was when I was born. Well, he still is 7 years older than I am. So we didn't get into physical altercations usually, although he used to pin me down and do that whole like, I'm gonna spit on you, oh, but at the last second I'll suck the spit back up thing. That's like standard older brother situation, which my kids have not learned yet. I'm sure he'll teach them at some point. But I really didn't have any direct competition. And my kids, all they have is direct competition. So I feel like part of me is like, yeah, fight it out, and part of me is like, guys, knock it off. And my boys, I know the boys are gonna fight and wrestle and whatever, but they forget that my daughter's not another brother, and trying to at least put that separation in there. Oh, thank you, Quirky Queens. Thanks for joining us. It's nice to have you here. All right, this I might put here. Maybe I'll just put part of it there. I don't know, I gotta get rid of that. Go way out. No, too much. I could calm things down a lot. Look at this little heart my son drew. No. Well, I'm going to add this here because this looks so much better than what I currently have that it's good enough. And maybe that will take me a new direction. I'm a little sad to be covering up these crayon dots that emerged, but I know when to admit defeat. Actually, maybe I don't know when to admit defeat because I'm still working on these. That's okay. I mean, it's better. Do you guys agree? I think it's better. Less chaos. Still lots of chaos happening. Still lots to cover over, but less chaos. I like this. I would consider adding it, but I already have this, which is pretty similar in shape and scale. All right, back to the collage. All right, bring out the big guns. This is my strictly black and white collage section. Something in here. Long ago when I was going to be super duper organized, I got these with different colors for the zippers. I was going to put all my collage scraps in each one, and that, I don't think I ever went back to it. Just put them in and then walked away. All right, do I want some writing in here? I don't know. It needs quieting down. But solid black isn't going to go either. How about some of my sons? I will not throw things on the roof. This is one of the times I feel terrible as a mom that I did this, but it's also one of my favorite things that they've ever done. My kids threw a whole bunch of stuff on the roof. I don't even know where to begin to, I don't know. They just did one day, like eggs, an open jar of peanut butter, a whole bunch of random things. And this was, I think, like last spring. And I didn't know what to do because I don't like to punish people. I don't like to punish my kids. We'll have consequences for things, but as long as they come tell me the truth, they don't get in trouble. My son lied twice about what was going on with the eggs because I found some eggshells around the door too, and he didn't tell me. So they got in trouble for lying to me, and I told him he had to write 100 times, "I will not throw things on the roof." And then I forgot how young they are. And he was working on it for like hours, and I didn't realize he was still working on it. And I was like, "Buddy, you know what? Let's just call it." He's like, "Can I just stay up until it's done? I don't want to have to start doing it more tomorrow." It's like, "I'm so sorry. We'll just call it that you're done." And my little guy had written it like 14 times, and it took him forever. I was like, "I'm sorry. I really overestimated your abilities at this age. My bad." Anyway, I have these papers and I love them. Go crazy egg shape here. Pretty random. I don't think so. All right, I think I need to put some white on, and then I think I need to do more after that because it's still too busy. Ow. Okay. Note to myself, this is open paint. It's going to dry very slowly. don't know how my desk looked in the beginning of this video, but I remember seeing much more white than exists now. All right. I need white here. So you see how creamy this is compared to the other art, or the other white that I put down? This golden heavy body is so creamy. Gross. Don't mind my hair. All right. Do that. Just softening some of the edges here. Got my trusty little scraper. What if I so thinky. Do a little squiggle. Oh, and then I could continue this line up here, but make it white. Maybe I'll do that. I don't think it's gonna, might not have a huge effect, but it might be nice. I like blending things out with the paper towels because it's just a really nice kind of soft way to fade everything in and out. I still have a lot of red, and I'm gonna have red because I really like this. I like what's happening there. However, come on and dry. All right, I'm just testing this to see. I have a feeling this isn't gonna be as amazing as I wanted it to be. Did something. All right. I like this more overall. I'm still not sure about up here. Still like this section. I like this better. And I do like this. So, what do? I work on this one until I decide. So let me get some more white. I like this red and blue section right here. I do not like this black, so I'm going to cover up the black. Shoot, it's still wet. Okay, well that means I can't let it go over there. wanted to keep some of this black just for a value change. It was just that it was too much of this wonky pattern. All right, not terribly mad at that. All right, anybody watching who should be working right now, but you're coming to join us instead? I am 1000% on board with that. Happy to entertain any corporate employees or people from any job. Let's see. Yes, Justin, welcome. I suspected you might be on the clock. I mean, it'll get done. You're a good employee. Just doesn't need to be done right this second. Interesting. Get inspired first. Awesome. Well, I can maybe help, especially if you like pouring ketchup out, because this really does still remind me of ketchup. I think I like this. So what's interesting is seeing this in front of me here is one thing, but I have my iPad up just so I can see the chat. And when I look at this on the iPad screen, that's where it's easier for me to, it's kind of like a step back, but I can see what's going on. Ooh, but I do kind of like that. So, well, whatever. Oh, but I made it interesting because I tore off the sticker that was there. I keep way too many things, but packaging is wonderful because A, it's free, and B, it's usually stuff that is just a little bit different from the stuff you have at home, which makes it feel special and different, and it kind of shakes things up. So this is from a black bag. I bought some enamel pins. I bought a backpack. My husband has this fancy Briggs & Riley backpack that he uses for work, and he's had it for years. I think it was a wedding present. And I realized after I took a short trip this summer with one of my friends that I needed a backpack to travel because my shoulder bag and keeping that with all the stuff that I put in it to entertain myself on a plane was not sufficient enough for ease of traveling. And since we took a trip later, a few weeks later with our kids on a longer flight, I decided I needed a backpack too. So I used some of my, like, you know, birthday, Christmas money to buy a fancy backpack like he had, because it has all these compartments and it's great for stashing all of my art supplies and things. But then I realized that I look exactly like I'm this business person, which I used to be, but I'm not anymore. And it felt very stuffy. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? So I decided that I would keep the bag because it's very useful and tactical, but I would make it less businessy. So I got a bunch of pins and attached them. Let's see if my backpack's in here. I can show you. I can show you, but I may get paint all over it. Let me see. All right, try not to get paint on it. You guys see these? So my free mom hugs. No one is you, that's your power. Kindness matters, little paint tube, art. And this one's my favorite. It says, don't hate me because I'm a little cooler. adorable. I love a good pun. So it still is very businessy, but I really like the pins. And I felt like my 13-year-old self, like getting a whole bunch of pins to decorate my bag. It was awesome. Yeah, the little cooler one's totally my favorite. Has nothing to do with anything else, just then it was really funny and adorable. All right, I am liking this one a lot since I added this black. And it makes me want to add some black over here. It's almost like this is like a rap battle or something. Like I'm like, okay, this side, now you got the black part, now we're gonna head over here. I gotta come up with something to do on that side. Oh, bye, Kim. Thanks for joining me. Make this into like a cow theme. Oh, I can't add anything here anyway because this is still drying. Now I remember. All right, well, I've been on for over an hour and I don't see these rapidly changing anytime soon because I've got some stuff that needs to dry, and I'm going to ponder this side for a while because I think that this shape just made the whole thing for me. Maybe I'll add a little something over here, but I really like that. So thank you all for joining me. I'm sorry if the sound is really tinny. I don't have my microphone plug adapter that I need for this new phone. So thanks for bearing with me. So nice to see everybody. Do I have a YouTube with my black and white collage paper creation? I do. If you, I don't know, can you just search my channel? I think if you search my channel or type my name and then do like collage paper, that will get you what you need. If not, just send me a message and I'll send you some links. Or you can comment on here and I'll send you some links. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for joining. Bye, everybody.